Hello everyone, welcome back to Code Saga by Shatru. Today we are going to understand one of the most important concepts in COBOL-DB2 programming, the pre-compilation process. Many developers know how to write COBOL program in SQL queries, but very few understand what actually happened behind the scene before a COBOL-DB2 program get executed. In this video, we will cover pre-compilation, compilation, bind process, package, plan, IGYCRCTL and execution. So let's get started. Why pre-compilation? Let's begin with a simple question. Suppose I write the following SQL statement inside the COBOL program. Exec SQL select claim number into clone WS claim number from claim master in exec. Now think about this. Can the COBOL compiler understand this SQL statement? The answer is no. The COBOL compiler understands COBOL statements such as move, if, perform, read and call, but does not understand SQL. So before sending this program to the COBOL compiler, DB2 must first process all SQL statements. This special process is called pre-compilation. Precompiler DSNHPC. The first utility that run is DSNHPC, also known as Precompiler. Think of the Precompiler as a translator between the COBOL and DB2. Its job is to scan the entire program and identify every exec SQL statement. For example, if the program contain exec SQL include SQL CA in exec, SQL include employee in exec, the Precompiler expands the copybook and inserts the actual copybook content into the source program. Next, the Precompiler extracts all SQL statements from the COBOL program. These SQL statements are stored in the separate object called DBRM. DBRM stands for Database Request Module. A simple way to remember DBRM is to think of it as a file that stores all SQL statements from the application. For example, if your program contains 10 SQL queries, all 10 queries will be stored inside the DBRM. The Precompiler then comment out the original exec SQL statement and replaces them with the internal DB2 calls. Conceptually, it looks something like call DSNHPC. Finally, the Precompiler generates the modified COBOL source. So after pre-compilation, we get two important output. Number one, DBRM. Output number two, modified COBOL source. More important point, the Precompiler creates a time step in both the DBRM and modified COBOL source. Why? Because during execution, DB2 needs to ensure that both belong to the same version of the program. Now, compile and link edit. Now the modified COBOL source is passed to the COBOL compiler. The utility uses IGYCRCTL. The COBOL compiler performs two major tasks. First, it checks COBOL syntax. Second, it converts the COBOL source code into the machine language instruction. The output generated is called an object module. After compilation, comes the link edit phase. The utility used is HEWL. The link editor takes the object module and creates the executable version of the application called the load module. At this stage, we have two important components. We have the load module and we have the DBRM. But our application is still not ready to access DB2. For that, we need the bind. Now, precompiler versus bind. Now let's discuss one of the most frequently asked interview questions. What is the difference between precompilation and bind? Let's understand with the example. Suppose I write select claim number, claim customer name from claim master. Notice that I forget the comma. This is the syntax error. The precompiler can detect this issue. Now let's take another example. Select claim number from claim